you mentioned something about like how reliable Vamos composition will be. I'm just scared about their late game though, because they don't necessarily have the proper late game. Don't have the traditional marksman in the gold lane. What they do have is a Kimi, so at least there will be some sort of late game insurance for Vamos. But I think overall it's not as dependable. But obviously their early game is pretty good. This Hellcurt will be a problem for the entirety of the game, I would say.
Yeah.
The fact that they have chosen this export to go up against this Uranus gives them a way to actually win in the early stages of the game.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking here too, as we take a look at jumping into game one here. Part of it though too is like we've seen this, man. Like if there's pressure from this Hellcurt, as we're seeing already on Nanos, him alone, like even though he's a roam, you can scale up really quickly, and that's your damage, you know. And
Yeah.
even if they don't have that late game kind of guarantee or that insurance policy in a way, if this is one of those cases where it snowballs out of control because of this lineup, you're not even going to see the light of day of end game, right? Like the late game, if you're E7. So it's good that no one has died yet, because Zorn has been on the hunt. He might find Speedy here, but he is a Uranus, so he's going to be fine. But you know, that's the thing they got to watch out for. And E7's doing a great job. This is what I was saying. Until that level 4 is available for Rise Crim, then just take your time. You know, don't do anything too crazy. You don't have to. Mid lane, once again, still the focus here. Aizen under half health, but he'll get out. Still has time to go ahead and reset before this Turtles comes up.
Oh. It's going to be a pretty standard early game for both teams. It's good enough for E7 to not have anyone die on their side. If they secure this crab, it will be great. Yep, that's the XP crab going in favor of E7. So yeah, this will be a super duper even draft, even turtle, I mean. However, if the Baksha is able to control this much faster, this will be easily bad for E7.
Yeah, look at that. No contest. Again, nothing's really going to happen until level 4 comes online. Oh, Rise Crim, though. He gets petrified up there, but he still survives. He burned the flicker. But Aizen actually getting focused down. He gets killed in his side of the jungle. So a little miscomm there. Nanos trying to run away. Sizka doesn't have that final slash, but they'll come in cleaning it up anyway as Nanos falls. 2 on the board for Team Vamos.
It's going to be a great rotation coming up from Error 404. I wonder how he knew that there will be an opening for him to take out Aizen. Maybe because he's found another opening in the mid lane. It'll be an exchange for Aizen, but Aizen has to back out. Good Dark Knight falls, and now he's being punished. Has to get out of there. And Team Vamos are, I would say, just outmaneuvering E7 this time. They were able to identify that Aizen is a good target. They pick him off. They get a kill up top. And right now, in a snap, they're leading by 1,000 gold.
This is exactly what I was talking about, Wolf. You know, they don't want to give this early game to Team Vamos. And in a matter of, a minute and a half or so, it already went to them. Yeah. And that's something that they're going to have to kind of adjust from, because, you're going to see this build. I'm really interested to see what Zorn decides to go ahead and go for. I know he's already got the Fury Hammer. Look at the burst on Rise Crim 2. A final slash going to be used. Alpha popping the Vengeance, able to pay back someone as Sizka falls. So at least something, an exchange, the 1-for-1, Rise Crim for Sizka. But still, they got to be able to go ahead and control what's happening here. This next objective that comes up, I don't know if E7 is actually going to be in a fighting position. The only way I see them taking that turtle is if they either have the numbers advantage before it happens, or they actually play around that divine judgment. We'll see if that ends up happening.
For E7, I think oh my goodness, that was really bad from Aizen. Really bad from Aizen, or really good from both Zorn as well as this Baksha. It seems like Error 404 knew exactly where Aizen wants to be.
Yeah. This is that information that's just being given over here. Zorn jumps in. Whoa. Stingers went the opposite way. He's going to get pulled by the Divine Judgment. Pops the Dark Knight Falls. Helps the team out a little bit here. It's only Rise Crim that goes down. Speedy has to flicker out. Some battle spells expended off of that. So at least, again, E7 playing into what they can, and that's just a kill. Speedy's got to be careful here, though, too. Aizen is falling further behind Speedy. Tries to get away. Not Speedy enough. If he falls under the turret, and another kill picked up as Alpha goes down. on this side of the map, right in the mid lane. All this pressure from Team Vamos.
Oh no, the chain reaction for E7 making some mistakes and then eventually even more as they were taken out by Team Vamos. The strength of Zorn on this Hellcurt is that even if he gets jumped on, like we said, that's why I didn't feel like the Kaja is a good answer here against Team Vamos, because even when Zorn or anyone from Team Vamos gets pulled by the Divine Judgment, the Dark Knight Falls is a great parting shot. Zorn eventually died in that exchange, but he was able to get the Dark Knight Falls off. This could be good for them if they take out 404, but no, Aizen goes down first.
Oh, Aizen goes down. That was a forced response, a huge final slash, a double kill already, looking for a triple, but it's Zorn that comes to pick up a Rise Crim. And that's just how much of a gap there is between the junglers right now, man, and how confident Zorn is on this Hellcurt. You can see how he's handling Speedy right now, but no, that's the thing. Error 404 is literally 404, by the way. His KDA is him. That's how confident he is in just taking everything from Aizen.
There was that time where he almost got picked up. There were 4 members of E7, but it wasn't enough against this Baksha that is so rich right now. Has the Radiant Armor. Of course, on top of the ultimate, you are very tanky as the Baksha. Even when they had the Lunox, E7 couldn't take out this Baksha in time, as Team Vamos was able to respond and turn it around. Up top, oh, what a final slash!
Oh my goodness, Siska. Almost making something happen. Here comes the Team Vamos, making its way up top. They'll find Rise Crim. Good thing you had Nanos get out of there just in time. Zorn actually dies going for it. The turret falls, and they're going to go for Alpha. He pops. Okay, he's actually able to survive too. Aizen, though, dies by himself against Notco. Is that what happened in the mid lane? Aizen, I feel like, is just... his position in this game is just off. He's died multiple times, a lot of times solo.
0 and 4, all solo kills, so solo deaths. Jimmy, Team Vamos are collecting kills all over the map. We're able to shut down as well the Rise Crim. Could have been really good for E7, but they're not getting anything out of it, because what happens is that if they make a play from the left side of the map, the middle side of the map, they are getting killed. And E7 are not getting clean pickups against Team Vamos despite them having this Kaja. Because that should be the case, right? If you commit the Divine Judgment, you have to be sure that there will be no trade-off from your opponents. But instead, Aizen gets picked off, I mean, in the mid lane. And the entirety of E7 is getting picked apart right now.
Even that damage from Zorn enough to bring Speedy to half those stingers here. They're still going to put some pressure on him. And Last Insanity is going to be used too. Speedy could be in trouble, has to burn the Flicker just to make sure that he survives against that Last Insanity. So still, it's Team Vamos just getting these resources out. Arrow 404 has no care in the world. He can just stay on this side of the jungle if he wants to of E7. He's tanky enough, he's solid enough on this Baksha that he doesn't really have to worry about anything, and just lets kind of Zorn go havoc here. Let's take a look at the items on how things are falling into place, Wolf.
Yeah. THS only the THS and the Fury Hammer for the Hellcurt's already enough for them to take him out, and the Dominance Ice from the Kaja, it's not gonna be enough for sure. But when it comes to like the Baksha, as a lot of the important casual items, the Molten Essence, the Dreadnought Armor, it's gonna be enough, especially with the Radiant Armor on top of it. He is very tanky right now. Team Vamos, they only are leading by 4,000, but you're already feeling that it's like a massive, massive lead that they have built.
Yeah, oof. Again, a Flicker going to be used. They're going to fight under the turret. A Last Insanity, able to find multiple targets. And here comes Zorn on the back end. Getting a Flicker out. They're going to clean up. Rise Crim still low, trying to get away. Zorn sees the kill in sight. They go all the way to the base turret, and they'll clean them up. It's a mega kill. It's a wipeout for Team Vamos, playing into the base of E7. And just like that, they'll go and get more turrets down. The Lord is up. A massive win for Team Vamos.
Oh my goodness. They even collected a lot of farm to go with that. They haven't started the Lord yet, but now they will. That's Team Vamos. That's probably one of the cleanest dives I've ever seen. Like, nobody died on their side. Typically, when you go for a reckless dive like that at 9 minutes, you get punished. But Team Vamos are just too clean with it. Nobody get tagged. Nobody got killed. They even had the Lord on their side. Right now, Zorn will have the Heaven's Halberd, which is gonna be good versus the sustain of E7, but overall just a straight up good item to have because it has the second highest damage when it comes to like attack weapons, and now he will have 2 DHS as well as the Halberd.
There's the pull of the Divine Judgment. Speedy's gonna get caught here. Bit of a stun, nice final slash able to find 2, forcing out that brilliance. They still got to deal with this Lord. They do maintain that shield, though, in the mid lane, so it should clear this out. The charge still comes through by the Lord. A little bit of damage on that base turret. But right now, they'll continue to take what they want. Flicker going to be used. Initiation here, still trying to hold on. They hold on to that top shield still right now for E7. It goes down now, and they'll make their way for that bottom one. teamvamos, with this kind of lead, 8,000 gold ahead. They're kind of just taking what they want.
Fortunately for E7, there's no actual marksman to hit the turrets for teamvamos. It will take another team wipe for teamvamos, or maybe a 4-man wipe against E7. The thing is, they really need to take out the heroes of E7 before they are able to push. That's the only disadvantage of what teamvamos has right now, but we'll see how they can adjust with it. Dark Knight Fall's already used.
Dark Knight Fall is used. Final slash on Speedy. Yeah, I don't think Zorn takes that, even though he sees that low HP bar in sight. He maintains discipline on this Hellcurt, man. So nothing just yet. They might still try to get this base turret with this wave pushing into that mid lane. Zorn's going to make his way up top. But final slash is going to be used. They're going to fight under the turret anyway. Speedy's going to be gone. Aizen still alive, but barely. Now Nanos trying to keep them up here towards that base turret. Rise Cream now joining the fight alongside Alpha. And they want to maintain what they can. Siska's actually going to fall. And Zorn will run. Attraction Pulse thrown out and 1 HP on that base turret up top for E7. And it just seems like teamvamos is willing to take these risks, man. You know they have this lead. They'll take what they can.
They're using their lead against E7 in a very aggressive manner. In fact, they have not stopped making the plays. Right now, they will pause for a little bit as Sisga was taken out. And they don't have the Lord on their side, but it will be respawning soon. That's about more than a minute of utter dominance coming from teamvamos. They did not stop playing on the side of the field of E7. Oh.
What's going to happen here? They're going to actually be able to cut them off. They split them up. Aizen deleted. Still chasing Rise Cream up the top, too. Just kind of delaying him from getting out. Speedy now and Nanos trying to do what they can. Last Insanity is going to be used. Siska's joining the fight. Doesn't have a flicker, but he's got the final slash. He might be able to jump in, cause something, and it gets the stun with a vengeance. And now final slash is going to whiff, though. It's going to miss. That cannon minion's going to go down, but they still have the waves pushing in on all fronts with just 2 members of E7 left alive. The base is going to be worked on. They're trying to go for Speedy, but he heals back up. They got to clear out these minions, but it might be just too much as teamvamos will overload E7 and take game 1 in this best of 3.
One-sided for teamvamos. They all started with their Hellcurt rotations, and they did not stop from there. I think the only pause that they did was when Sisga was taken out, but it just lasted for only maybe 30 seconds. For the entirety of the game, teamvamos are applying pressure against their opponents, making plays